Alright, so this video is about login, logout redirection in WordPress, and we're going to get this done programmatically. As you can see here, we have two similar looking websites side by side. On the left hand one, once we log in as a subscriber, it brings us nicely to this custom user profile page right after login. But on this one, let's see what happens when we try to log in with the same user. And this is what happens. This is where it comes to. And at the same time, when we exit out or log out from this left-hand side website, it nicely brings us to the home page. But when we try to do the same here, we go back to the login page. That's not what we're trying to do here. We need it to go to the home page once it logs out and go to a custom user profile page like this one at login. That being said, let's go see how to accomplish that programmatically. Okay, we're back at the code and I am in my functions.php file, as you can see here. And first thing we need to take care of is the logout redirection, because that's a little bit simpler to do. So let's get started. First, I'm going to add an action, WP logout. This is the hook we're going to use. And now the function, most redirect logout. That's the function we're going to attach. Now let's write the function. Okay, that's our function shell. Now we're going to use a function called WP redirect. Okay, so this function takes a URL or a page slug or anything like that as a parameter so that it can redirect to that specific page. So at this point we are using just a slash because we are targeting the home page. We need our site after we log out to go straight to the home page, just like we saw before in the page that was working. And once a redirect happens, the next thing we have to say is exit. This is just a PHP function because after redirection, we don't want this to do anything else. Let's save that. Now our action is all hooked up, the function is written, and redirection is in place. So let's go back to the site. Here we are logged in as a subscriber already. So we are going to test the logout. Once we log out from here, we expect to go back to the home page. Let's do it. There you go. We're back at the home page. So next we're going to set up the login redirection, where once we log in as a subscriber, it will take us to a custom profile page just like this one. And this is the site where everything is working, and this is the one we are working on. Let's go back to the code. Okay, we are back at the code, and this time we're going to take care of the login redirection. To do so, let's add a filter. And this time the filter hook we're using is called login redirect. And let's add a function name. All right, we have our function name, and this comes with a priority of 10, and it will give us 3 parameters. Let's find out what those are. Function. The first parameter this filter gives us is called redirect to. This is where we tell the filter where to redirect or which page to redirect to. Then comes the request. And then comes the user object. Okay, so that's our function. And these are the 3 parameters that this filter brings in. First one is redirect to. This is where we tell the function which page to redirect to. The second one is the request. It's the HTTP request itself. And the last one is the user object, and this one we use to redirect according to the user roles. Let's find out. Let's first check for the user roles if they're available, and once we do, now check for our subscriber users. which are our target. And once we find the subscriber users, we are going to redirect them to their profile. So let's set the redirect to variable. Now let's find the slug of the specific page we are redirecting to. For that, we have to go back to the WordPress backend. This is the page in question. Let's make sure by viewing it. Yes, this is the right page. This is the custom profile. So let's find the slug. Let's go back to the code, and here we're going to add it with a slash because we're trying to create the path. So now that the redirection is set for subscribers, we have to go set up the others. Now everybody else should be going back to the regular WP admin page. And now that our redirections are all set, and this is a filter, so we have to return the redirect to variable so that the filter can finally accomplish its job. Now let's save this and go back to the page and log in as our subscriber. Let's see what happens. Boom, there you go. Now we are landing right exactly where we wanted it to, which is the custom profile. But as we look up here, our job is not done yet, because look, this admin bar is still showing up. But to create a membership page, we don't want this to show up. We want this to disappear. So let's go back to the code and take care of this teeny tiny problem. Okay, so we're back at the code, and this time we're removing the admin bar for our subscriber user. So let's add an action. The hook is after setup theme, and this would be our function remove admin bar. Let's write that function. Okay, our function shell is created. Now we're going to check for the administrator because we don't want the bar to disappear for everybody. For admins, we do want to keep it, so let's check. So here we're actually making sure the current user that is logged in is not an administrator. But now that we know the logged in user is not an admin, now let's go remove the admin bar. And this is our function, show admin bar false. Let's save it. Now let's go back to the site and look what we're removing here. This one, I mean, unfortunately my header is also black, so it's kind of blending in, but if you look closely, you can see there's an extra black bar showing up with all the WordPress's own stuff in there. But we do have our own login button, so we do not need WordPress's logout or anything extra, right? Now that our action is in place, let's refresh and keep an eye out here. Boom. No more admin bar for our subscription member. And that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please smash the like button and the subscribe button. This will help me bring more free contents like this to you every week. Thanks again.